In today's video, we'll teach you how to create a animated login and sign up form that validates basic information using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. My goal with this channel is to publish videos on different topics every week. This will help you to become a full stack developer. It's important to keep watching this step-by-step tutorial until the end. Here on the screen, we can able to see the login form which contains username, password, remember me and forget password. And then below we have a login button. Once user click this login, will get a validation message shows please fill out this field because this both the fields as mandatory to submit the login form. So for that I will enter a test user and I will try to hit login again. Now we'll get the validation message to password 2 and I need to enter the password, and in the right hand side we have a option to show and hide the password. We have done this functionality in a single liner using JavaScript. Once user enter both the fields and hit login, now the form is valid and we'll get the validation response says login successful. And then in the right below we have another option says don't have an account and then create. If user click this create, we'll get the cool animation sign up form from bottom to top. Else again we can click here and we can go and log in again. Now I will click the create and we are going to create account with the help of these four fields. Here we have a create account button. If we click this, we'll get the validation message here too. So for that I will enter a test user as a username and then test as email 12345 and password, and then same for confirm password too. Here also having the same functionality to show hide the passwords. Now if I hit create account, we'll get the validation message to the email because we need to follow the pattern as a valid email address. So for that I will add a valid email address with the pattern followed by the email, and now if I click create account, now we need to accept this terms and condition. So by clicking this I will read and agree to the terms and condition, and now it create account. Now we'll get the response with user created successfully. At the moment we have not linked to the backend, so this magic is done through JavaScript. We will implement it in the upcoming videos. Before beginning this video, I would like to introduce myself as Sharat Chandar K. Most of you are watching my videos without subscribing. So please subscribe to our channel and like this video to encourage me. Let's build our own. Here on my desktop, I have already created a project folder name called animated login and sign up form. Let me open this into a Visual Studio Code. So for that, I will drag this directory into a Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code will automatically loads all the files inside it. Inside the directory, I have already created a index.html, style.css and script.js. With these three files, we are going to achieve that login and sign up form. Inside that index.html, we are going to add the HTML boilerplate. For that, in the Visual Studio Code, we have a embed abbreviation to type exclamation mark and hit enter. It will automatically create a HTML boilerplate here. And then we'll change the title to animated login and sign up form by Sharat Chandar K. And then we'll link other two files into the index.html. In the header, we are going to add the style.css with the help of another embed abbreviation called link colon css. If we hit enter again, it will automatically create a link tag with the relation of style sheet and with the href of style.css. And then now we'll link the script.js here. So for that we have another embed abbreviation with script colon src. If we hit enter again, it will automatically create a script tag with the help of source attribute. Inside the source attribute, we need to manually type our script name. For us, script.js. And then we'll add the differ keyword here. Differ is a boolean keyword. This will help us to load our script file once the page has paused the loading. And then we'll link the link tag to the icons. For that, we are using font awesome to add with the href of font awesome CDN. With the help of this, we can able to use the font awesome icons here. So inside the body, we are going to add the container. So for that, we have another embed abbreviation with div dot container. If we hit enter, it will automatically create a div tag with the class attribute with the value of container. Inside that, we are going to add the form. we have another embed abbreviation with form. Again, we are going to add with the class form wrapper and will hit enter. It will automatically create a form tag with the help of class attribute. For now, the action is not required for us. And inside the form, we'll add the heading. With the help of h1, heading says login. Now let us see our HTML file in action. For that, in Visual Studio Code, we have a extension called Go Live. In the status bar, if you hit click to run live server, it will automatically run our project into the default browser. Now we can able to see the index.html with the header of login here. For this login and sign up form, we are going to add some basic CSS styles here. Inside the style.css, we are going to add the asterisk. Asterisk is an wildcard that means all element. This will applicable to all the elements. So for that, I will reset the margin of all element with the help of margin to 0px, and then I will set padding to 0px, and then font family to poppins, and then I will add the box sizing to border box, and then I will add the import URL of the font poppins here. If I save, now you can able to see the font poppins here, and it will reset all the margin and padding to 0. And then now we'll add the styles to the body with the help of element selector. So for that, I will directly use this element name called body. With the help of this element name, we can add the styles. So for that, I will add the background color with the help of RGB. I will set light blue color. Now, if I save, now you can able to see the blue color here. And then I need to set this container into the center of the screen. So for that, I will add height 100 VH, and then I will set display to flags, align items center, and then justify content center. If I save, now you can able to see the login into the center of the screen. And then now we'll style the container. Previously we are added the styles with the element selector. Now we are going to use with class selector with the help of dot with container, and I will set the padding inner space 35px, and then I will set the width 400px, and then I will set height of 500px. Will set the border radius 20px, and then again the background color with RGB color, and then I will set the box shadow 0.5px, and then right of 10px. With the help of RGB color, I will set 0. If I save, now you can able to see the container with box shadow and center of the screen. And now we'll style the heading tag. With the help of element name h1, I will set margin bottom 25px, and then I will set text align to center, and then I will set color to white. If I save, now you can able to see this login into the center of the container. Again, I will jump to the index.html to add the form controller here. Inside the form wrapper, I will add one more div with the help of embed abbreviation with div.form control. If I hit enter, it will automatically create a div with class attribute. Inside the form control, we are going to add the input type equal to test. I can use a hash, and I can mention the ID value to username with login. If I hit enter, it will automatically create a input tag with the type text and then ID of username login. If I save, now you can able to see the input element in the default browser. And here we are going to add the icons, right? With the help of I tag, I will say class font awesome FA user. If I save, now you can able to see the icon here, right? This icon is getting from the CDN. CDN is a content delivery network. With the help of this href, we are directly get this icon. Once we remove this, we can't able to get that icon. If I undo, now you can able to get the icon here. And then same thing I will do for the password too. I will copy this form control and I will paste it below, and I will change input type as password and then ID to password. Now if I save, now you can able to get two inputs here. The first input as a text, so once user enter the text, we can able to see this. And the second input as password, once user entered, we can't able to see that. That is how the input type password will work. And then here we'll add the placeholder to identify the user, which field is this? I will type username here and then here in the placeholder of password. If I save, now you can able to see the placeholder. This will identify the user which field it is. And then I will change the icon to, instead of user, I can say lock. Now you can able to see this. And then below we are going to add one more div with class form control other. If I hit enter, it will create a div tag. Inside this div, we are going to add one more div with forget and then label of remember. Hit enter. It will automatically create a label tag. This label is for remember. This for we are going to add inside the label. So inside this, I am going to add the input type with box. If I hit enter, it will automatically create a input type with checkbox, and then we can say name as remember and then ID to remember. Now if I save, now you can able to see the checkbox here. And then I will add the text to this. I will mention this text as remember me. And then now we'll add the link tag forget password. So for that I will add a tag with href and then here forget password. If I save, now you can able to see the forget password here. And then next to this we'll add the login button with one more div with form control button. Inside this we are going to add the button with value of login. If I save, now you can able to see the login button here. Now we'll style this login form with the help of style.css. We have already added the styles to body and then container. Now we need to add the styles to the form control. Again, I will jump to the style.css with the help of class.selector with the class value of form control. I will add the margin top and bottom to 20 px and then right and left to 0. We'll set the display flags to set this text box and icon into the center of the screen. And then we'll set the align items center and then we'll say justify content space between and then we'll add the border 0 px solid with white color. And then I will set the background color to white and I will add the height of 45 px. I will add the border radius 1 px. We'll add the text color with RGB same light blue color and then we'll add the box shadow to it with the help of box shadow 0 and 1 px 0 with RGBA color. Now if I save, now you can able to see the form control. It has set this color to light blue and we can able to see the text box here. And now we need to style this input box. For that we have already added a form control with the help of input. Here we have added the styles to this particular div. Once we added the class with inputs, it will applicable to all the inputs inside the form control. So form control inputs, I will add the width of 100 percentage and then I will reset the border to none, outline to none. I will set the font size to 15 px with the height of 45 px. If I save, now you can able to see the input box. It's fully occupied to the form control. Now we'll add the styles to this icon. So again with the same form control, again we'll add the I element here. This will applicable to all the I element inside the form control. So I will add the font size of 20 px. I will add the margin to 15 px. If I save, now you can able to see the design here. You can able to type the text and we can able to add the password here. Now we'll add the styles to the form control other. Again with the help of class selector, I will add the margin top and bottom to 20 px and then right and left to 0. Then we'll set the text align to center of the div. If I save, now we can able to see this and then I will add the style to this forget password with the help of a tag and I will set the color to white and then I will remove the underline with the text decoration none and then we'll set the font size to 14 px. Now if I save, now you can able to see this forget password with white color without the underline. And now we'll add the styles to the label of remember. I will set the display flags to set this inline with the checkbox as well as the text. I will add the font size same 14px, and then we'll add the color to white color, and then I will add the cursor to pointer. Now if I save, now you can able to see this. Here we'll add the space with the help of NBSP. Here you can able to see the space here. And then now we'll add this remember me and forget password in a single liner. With the help of forget class, I will set the display flux again. I can say justify content space between align items center. If I save, now we can able to see this remember me and forget password in a same line. Now we'll add the styles to the login button. So I can directly use the button element name to add the styles. Here in the button height to 45px, the background color with RGB color, and then text color should be white, and then I will reset the border with the help of border none, outline none, border radius to 20px. We'll set the cursor to pointer. We'll add the width 50%. Now if I save, now you can able to see the login button style here. We need to set this login button center of the div, right? So again I will jump to the index.html. I will change this login control button to login control other. If I save, now you can able to see the login button into the center of the div, because for the login control other we have already added a text align to center. Now we have added a design to the login. We need to add the design to the sign up. Again I will jump to the index.html, so we can reuse the same login form here. I will copy this entire login form below to this. If I save, now you can able to see the login below. We slightly do the changes here. I will add the sign up instead of login, and here for this I will add the inline style to set this to display none to style this sign up. So here we have already added a sign up with username and password. Instead of this, we are going to add two more fields. I will copy the username and I will paste it here, and I can say envelope to the icon. And then instead of ID, I can say email. Instead of type text to email, and placeholder to email. Now if I save, now you can able to see the email here, but the icon is not showing. This is envelope. If I save, now you can able to see this. And then again I will copy this password right below, and I will change the ID to password 1 and password 2, placeholder to password and confirm password. Instead of remember me, I will change the text to I read and agree to terms and condition. And then this forget password is not required because we are going to create a account. So now if I save, now you can able to see this username, email, password and confirm password. We can change this class to, because we have already used this label to the login, right? Instead of remember, I can say terms. I will copy this to remember to terms. Now if I save, now once we click this, now we can able to check and uncheck this box. So here with the terms, now we'll add the styles to this. I will copy these terms. I will go to the style.css. With the remember, I will add the one more class with the class attribute of terms. If I save, now we can able to see the design. Now we can able to check and uncheck this. Now if I remove this inline style of display none, and again I will save, now we can able to see the login and sign up. The sign up need to hide whenever we are in the login, right? So for that I will add the subclass to both the forms. I can say this as sign up and this as login. Now here instead of login we can say create account. Now we'll do the style change. So for that I will jump to the style.css. We'll add the login style. Here we'll add the styles to the login with the help of class. We'll set margin 18 percentage to top and bottom, and then right and left auto. If I save, now we can able to see this into the center of the screen. So still the sign up is showing, right? So we need to set the overflow hidden to the container. Overflow hidden. If I hit enter and I will save, now we can't able to see that overflow here. And then now we'll add the styles to the form wrapper. So with the help of this form wrapper, we are going to add the animation, right? So I will add the class value with form wrapper, I will set the transition to 1 second, erase in and out, and then I will set the height of 100%. Now if I save, now you can able to see the animation here. If I save, you can able to see the animation, and we can only see the login container here. And then we need to show that sign up, we need to click the create account. So for that I will jump to the index.html, will add the HTML tag for that below the login. Here again we are going to create the div with form control other, and inside that we'll create the label for create, and inside this we are going to create the input with checkbox, and then name of create, and then id should be create, and we can say don't have an account, and then we are going to add the create with href of a tag. We can say javascript void id of create, the value of create. Now if I save, now we can able to see the design don't have an account then create. Sorry, we are not going to create the input here. I will remove the input, and now we can able to see this don't have an account then create. Now we'll add the styles to this label. Again I will jump to the style.css. With the help of label element, I will add the color to white, and then font size to 14 px. If I save, now we can able to see this don't have an account then create. Once we click create, the sign up form should be pop up, and then login should be hide, right? So I will go here. Now again I will add the inline style to display none to hide this, and now we can able to see the sign up form. Once we have created this, then again we need an option to go to the login, right? So for that, below the create account we are going to add the link tag. So again I can copy this don't have an account element, and I will paste it here. Now we can change this to already have an account, and then instead of create I can say login here. I will change the for to login here, and I will replace the id to. Now if I save, now we can able to see this already have an account then login. Once we click this, the sign up form will go off, and then login form should come, right? And then I will remove this. Now we'll add the password icon to this to show and hide. So here inside the form control, I will add the I element with class font awesome. I can say FAI. If I say, now we can able to see this I icon here. So I will copy this, and I will paste it to the password and confirm password too. Because we have already added a styles, it will automatically taken care to show this into the particular div area. So again I will remove this form control. If I save, now we can able to see the I icon to password and confirm password too. That's all for the design. Now we'll add the functionalities to this. So for that I will jump to the script.js. We'll add the declarations with the help of const. First we need to show and hide the sign up and login form. So for that I will go here, and I will copy this create id. With the help of const, we'll set the name of create to document. Document is an owner of the web page. With the help of document, we can able to access all element. Document dot get element by id. With the help of get element by id, we'll get this entire element here. And then with the same const, we are going to add the another declaration with the help of login here. So again with the document dot get element by id, we can say login here, and then we are going to show and hide this form, right? So here we have already added a login. With the help of class, we are going to add the declaration here. So for that we have another option with the document dot query selector, and we need to mention with what selector is this. If this is a class, we need to mention with dot. If it is a element, we need to directly give the element name. Else, if it is a ID, we need to mention with the hash. And I will get the sign up to here, the same const with document dot query selector with the ID of dot sign up. We need to add the click event to both the events. So with the help of create dot on click, I will say allot 1. If I save, I will go here and I will click create here. Now we can able to get the pop-up alert here. Now the click is working. We can do the same thing for login here too. And then we'll create two more click events, right, for the validation. For that we have already added a declaration with the class login dot add event listener. We can say submit because we are going to submit this form with the help of this click event. And then the same thing will create the event listener submit to sign up to. I will copy this, I will paste it here. I will copy this a lot and I will paste it here. Now if I hit login, I will change this to get the differentiate. I will change this to allot 3. Now if I click, now we'll get the validation of 3. And then we'll add the functionality to show and hide the password. So for that, we'll add the function with the help of function keyword, the function name called change password hide and show. Inside this function, we are going to hide and show this password. As I mentioned in the demo, we need to do this show and hide in a single liner. So for that, I need to pass the ID of each the element and then with the help of object. So I will copy this function and I will go to the index.html. Here in the login wrapper, here we have the I tag. Whenever we click this, we need to show and hide this, right? So for that, with the help of on click here, we'll set the function name, and in the function name we have a two parameters. One is ID and one is e object. And then I will pass the ID of this password because we are going to change this type whenever user is clicking this, right? So for that I will add the password. This is the ID and will mention this. This is a keyboard to get this object. And again I will jump to the script.js and I will add the console.log ID and e. If I save, I will go to the insert element in the browser to check this. If I click this, now we can get this password as an ID and this is an entire object of the particular element. Right, with the help of this, we are going to show and hide the password here. So here, first we need to change this icon whenever we click this. Before that, we need to add the cursor style this. In the style.css, with the help of font awesome, I will say cursor to pointer. Now if I save, whenever we over this, now we'll get the cursor pointer here. And inside the function, once we click this, we need to change this, right? So for that, already we have received this entire object with the help of this. So I will say e dot class list dot toggle and I will change this class to font awesome I slash. Now if I save, whenever we click this, now you can able to see the icon is changing whenever we click this. I will type the password here. I can able to see the icon changes here. With the help of ID, we are going to change the type here. Now I will set the let declaration to get the ID declaration. For that, I will add the let password to document dot get element by ID with the help of ID here. I will check console.log what we are getting with the password. Whenever we click this, now we can able to get this entire element of the particular ID. So I will add this to the sign up to, then we can able to see all the functionalities. So I will copy this on click here. I will set the form to display none. So whenever we click this, we are not getting anything. So I will go to the sign up form here. In the click of I will add the same event with on click. Simply I can change the password one as password and password 2 as confirm password. If I save, I will go to the browser and once I click this, now we can able to see the icon is changing and we can get the particular input type with the help of ID. If I uncheck, now we can able to get this. Again, I will revert this form style. Now you can able to see this. Again, I will jump to the script.js. We'll remove this console.log and we'll change this type element with the help of password dot set attribute because we are going to set the attribute name called type and then we'll add the password with the declaration and I will get the attribute of password. So whenever we get this attribute with the name of type, we have a two options. First, we'll get the password. Once we change that, we are going to change to text. So once we get the password here, we need to change to text. Else, this should be password always. Now if I save, if I go here, I will type password 12345. If I hit this icon, see how cool and simple is this, right? We can able to show and hide all the time. Now once we click this, we need to change to sign up, right? For that, in the on click of create, I will set attribute of login dot set attribute. We are going to add the styles with the help of style, and then I can add the transform translate y to minus 450 px, and then we'll set the margin 0. If I save, once I click create, now we can able to see that animation, but the sign up is not showing fully. So for that, we'll add the styles to the sign up dot. We'll set the set attribute of style again. We'll set transform with translate y again minus 450 px. Now if I save, I will jump to the browser. If I click create, now we can able to see the sign up form here. If I click login again, we need to get the login, right. So with the help of login event here, we can simply remove the styles with the help of remove attribute, and we'll remove the style to the login, and then same thing to the sign up. If I save, in the first time we'll get the login. If you hit create, we'll get the cool animation, will pop up the sign up, and once we click login here, it will get the cool animation again, and it will display the login. So now we can able to do this how much time we need. So once we click create, we need to show the alert message. So for that, I will jump to the index.html. As I said, we are going to add the simple validation. I will add the input as input text to required. So without filling these fields, we can't able to submit the form. I will add this, and I will say the button type to submit. Now if I save, if I hit login, now we can get this. Please fill out this field. Once we click this, if I enter, again I will click. Now we'll get this. Please fill out this field, and if it again enter, now we'll get the alert message. Right. Here required is there. If I remove the required, if I save, if I hit login now, now we can get this validation message to the username. And then same thing we'll do for sign up to. And then I will say the input of username is required. I will copy this attribute. I will place all the input fields in the sign up area. Now if I save, I will jump to the script.js, and here we can get e.prevent default. This will prevent the pages loading. I will say the alert message with login successful. I will do the same thing for sign up to. User created successfully. If I save, we can do this with a single click. So we need to understand this, how this is working. So only I have splitted this as a two methods. If I click, now we'll get the please fill out this field. I will add the test, and I will add the password. Here we can able to show and hide the password. Once we click login, we can get the login successful. And if I refresh, if I hit login, again we'll get the error message. So if I click create, now we'll get the cool animation with sign up. If I hit create, now we'll get the please fill out this form. I will add the test. It again create account email with again test, because this is an email field. So we need to follow the pattern. Test at mail.com, and I will hit create. We need to add the password to both the places. Here we can able to show and hide the password simultaneously both the places with the help of single function. And here if I hit create, now we will get user created successfully. So this field also mandatory. So I will add the required to checkbox. If I save, again I will jump to create, and I will add test at mail.com, password and password. If I hit create, now we'll get the validation message to the checkbox too. If I hit click, now only we can able to submit the form. User created successfully. And again we can able to go on login here. Finally, we have completed this responsive login and sign up form with basic validation using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I hope this video will be helpful for you. Please like and share this video and also subscribe to my channel Sharat Chandar K to watch more videos like this one. Now I want to hear from you. If you have any questions or what JavaScript topics do you want us to cover in future videos, drop your suggestions in the comments below. If you are interested in JavaScript project like this, I have created and added a playlist link in the description. Please do check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep coding and keep learning. See you in the next video. Happy coding. Bye for now. Have a nice day.